Good morning everybody on a Zoom meeting, on our Facebook group. Welcome. So lovely to be at session 2 of our rejuvenation. I trust you had a wonderful week and welcome that you had a little bit of introspection and managed to learn to become aware of what is going on around you, how you're feeling, how you are planning your daily life, and becoming aware of what is causing the overwhelm. Now, my lovelies, last week we spoke about the 2 things that affect the quality of our life a lot, and that one is your identity, to find the why and the purpose of your life, and secondly, communication. Now, communication is what you interact with the world, how you interact, what they see, what they respond with, but first and foremost, how you act with yourself and how you interact and the things you tell yourself. Trust me, it's a learning curve. It's always a process, because just as you think, I've managed this now, then you realize, oh my word, but I just caught myself berating myself in a way that I would never speak to another person. So I will not speak to myself like that way. But first things first, that is an achievement and accomplishment that you'll reach way at the end, after some delving and loving and accepting yourself. Now, I promised you we'll look at the balance of life wheel to see where you are scoring high, where you're scoring low, what it is that you are prioritizing in your life, and where you are neglecting yourself. Then I always also said, it's just a plane passing over. I'm just going to mute for a minute. There you go. Just a noisy plane. I heard it approaching. And then we'll look at vision boarding. Let's start with the balanced life wheel. Now, what is your intention for today? Is it to connect more with yourself, be aware, get some skills? Let's close our eyes for a minute and just become aware of our intention. Breathe deeply and experience your body, the space where you're at. If you have a cup of coffee, the taste of the coffee in your mouth, the smell, the chair or couch you're sitting on. Just be comfortable and be thankful for this time that we can take out of our busy schedules to realign and refocus ourselves. There you go. So my intention for today is to actually support you in getting a bigger picture of what it is that you need to create that balance in life. And what will benefit us if we actually manage to do that? We'll be able to communicate our boundaries, to know where we need to improve or actually set boundaries. And then we'll realize where we need to start communicating what our boundaries are. This will lead to increased self-confidence and self-esteem, less stress, because you won't overthink and obsess about problems that will come and arise from the fact that there are imbalance in your life. Increased feelings of control. Isn't that what we all crave? We feel like we're totally out of control because there's so many external factors just pumping us around. Then better relationships, because we can be able to share what we are feeling about that area in our life, and people will understand us better, and we'll be able to make better decisions, be more confident. It's a beautiful full circle. So the scary part of this is that you'll actually find that you'll realize that you have needs that have never been met. And yes, we'll take it slowly, and we'll be gentle. Be good to yourself, be gentle, be generous with your understanding and your patience, and use this as a tool to get a bigger view or the big picture, not yet another stick to torment yourself with. Alrighty, so last week we spoke about this wheel. I'm going to show you a completed one. Let me just show you my journal. So there's one for every area of my life. Yes, it's a work in progress. You never arrive. Truly, you never arrive. But to become aware is actually the only way to start improving it. Where did I put my completed copy? I actually set one out for you. Give me a minute. Ah, there you go. I'm just going to pause you for a minute. There you go. I'm back. Sorry, Facebook. There you go. You guys still there? You're right. Just pop in here quickly. Okay, everybody's still good. Fantastic. Now, I can't tell you how many of these I've already created and expanded on, because the moment that you do complete one, it's important to start developing that area. Okay, so I've given myself a score, you can see there, Facebook, on each of these areas. Now, the one that we said we are going to use today is quite a simple one, but I will expound on it. So let's start with the first area, self-image. Is that an area that you know of by heart you need help with, or is it a generalization? Now, what is it that self-image contains? It's your esteem, how you view yourself, how much you value yourself, how you see yourself. Do you see yourself as other people do? Then your confidence and your self-belief. They're actually quite different. Self-esteem is the way you feel about yourself, your overall sense of personal care. The mental image that you have is your self-image. So it's not necessarily just the physical, but the whole big picture of what you see. Do you see success, joy, failure, lack, inadequacy, boldness, timidity? What is it that you see in your mind's eye? Your self-belief is the confidence in your own abilities. And we need to develop those, because we lose it, our confidence, as we grow older. When we are born, we just know that we can do things. We try to walk, we try to eat with a spoon. And we demand attention because, I mean, I'm hungry, I'm crying, I actually expect you to give me food. Not in a selfish way, we just know our worth. And we believe that the outcome will be positive, and we need to believe that again. And the feeling that we are a good enough person and that we deserve what we desire. Now, the desires of your heart is what your Creator placed in you. It's not unnecessarily materialistic. It is to fulfill your dreams. And this is also the basis of vision boarding, is what is that desire in your heart for you to fulfill on earth? That thing that is calling you. That is your absolute desire. Then your personal development. Oh my word. Who has time for personal development? Thank you for taking the time today. You are actually investing in yourself. Emotional intelligence, your awareness levels, everything starts in your mind. Everything starts within. You have to be able to have a grasp on your emotional levels and bounce back your resilience to overcome a situation, whether it's a split second or a tragedy in your life. What is your bounce back, your flexibility in spirit? Mental development of all your mental facilities. Observing, imagining, thinking, visioneering. Daydreaming has such a bad rap in children, but that's actually where we can see our future. Reading and audio. Nobody can say that everybody is a reader or is not a reader. But I do believe somebody who doesn't like reading hasn't found the right book yet. Because we all have a passion. And when you find the book on your passion, you will want to read it if it's written well. And luckily we have audio. So you don't have to be held back by the ability to read or your visual ability. Audio is also the solution for books. So really everybody is a reader, although they don't necessarily do it with their eyes. And then being under mentorship. As I said last week, we're not an island. And we're all just trying to survive and fight our own battles. But we do need a mentor. We do need a role model to look up to, a coach, a friend that you can actually use as a sounding board to help and clarify ideas that's mulling in your mind. And a mature friendship that won't go on a raving trip with you, but will actually support you and listen to you carefully. You can see this is quite complex. So we've got self-image, we've got your personal development, we have spiritual development. How is that different from personal development? Well, you can see how complex we are. Spiritual development, that includes meditation or devotional discipline, prayer, communion with like-minded people, your tribe. Guys, we really need to be aware that if we do not look after these areas in our lives, we will be depleted. We will be spiritually poor. I have to say that's the word that comes to mind, as we really need to fill our cup to the brim. Meditation, that's more contemplation. You don't necessarily have to submerge yourself in Eastern meditation. We all have different beliefs and different ideas of what it is that we want to do in our quiet time. But it is essential. And you have to have a space in your life, even if it's for 5 minutes. Just Just make a mental note of those 5 minutes, because 5 minutes is your key. Your devotional discipline. We are a spiritual being. The author T. Dacker says, we're a spiritual being having a physical experience. We're not physical beings having a spiritual moment. So if you think of yourself as a spiritual being having a physical moment, whether it's hunger, anger, traveling to school or work, your whole outlook on yourself and your being will be different. We need to be aware of the spiritual side of ourselves. Alrighty. Then we have our contribution. Our contribution in life, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, our legacy, what we leave behind. For some, it's family. For some, it's a business and a career. For some, it's a book. For some, it's a concept. For some, it's a rose garden, a beautiful tree, a vegetable patch. Love that you spread and fulfilled people's lonely moments. We all have a legacy, and it's so important to have a contribution. We can do that through voluntary help, through financial support, through community volunteering contributions. It's such a vast array of things that we can do to be selfless, because the moment we are selfless, we step outside of ourselves and we're not so focused about me and what I have and what I want, but more to what I can contribute, my worth, my individuality, my uniqueness in life. And what is special about that is the fact that then I can become to appreciate who I am. Then thankfulness and gratitude is a natural part of life. And then lastly, to be a hero to someone else. We all have a teacher or a neighbor, an aunt, a grandfather, somebody that we remember fondly and who was a role model and a beacon in our life. Well, you can be one too and have a legacy of your contribution in someone's life. What's the next area? Rest and recreation. Mommies, wives, rest and recreation. You hear that word recreation. We are creator beings. We are meant to create. Children create, whether they draw, build sand castles, see imaginary figures in the clouds, painting, playing in the sand pit, building castles in their minds and conquering evil dragons, slaying them and saving a damsel. There are so many things that indicate that we lose an innate ability to create with our minds. And that's the way to create your future, to see it. We need to see again. We need to visioneer our future. There's a biblical word called yetzer, and that is to see with God's mind the bigger picture in the future. So my dream is for you all to yetzer, to see your future as it can be. All right, we're halfway there. And we haven't even touched finances and work. Yeah, you see, you're actually quite an interesting specimen, and you need to look after yourself in many areas. Let's just cover rest and recreation. Entertainment. How do you relax? How do you have fun? Do you know how to have fun? Can you laugh? How do you restore yourself physically? How do you restore yourself mentally in a space where, and that includes now your meditation. So you see it overlaps. It's not all individual areas. And sufficient sleep. Oh my word, I can keep you busy with sleep hygiene and sleep program for a whole day. It is so important, but sufficient sleep. Can't start to tell you everything that gets affected when you don't sleep well. Then physical and health. It's what you eat. It's what you see. It's what you put in your mind's eye. It's what you fill your ears with, your eyes with. The diet that you put in your mouth. The music you listen to. That's just filling you up. Then you have your general health. Do you go for checkups, or are you too afraid to hear that there's something wrong, you should change something? Change is scary, I know, and it's quite daunting, but that's also overcoming, and it gives you boldness and it gives you confidence the moment that you overcome. So you see, when you work on one area, you automatically improve another area. I really hope I'm not going to have to redo this audio with all these planes today. So. All right, so your physical health, your sport and fitness. You don't have to go to the gym. Dance, run in the garden with your dog. Walk the cat around the dining room table. Water the garden. Whatever gives you joy should be part of your fitness regime, not something external. And then personal care, body care. We often neglect that, and then we go into a knee-jerk reaction and we buy all the most expensive shampoos and body treatments. And then we feel guilty about the money we spend, but we feel neglected. So if we take the 5 minutes a day to look after our personal care, then we don't have to make those big investments, and we can just once in a while do a bit of a self-care day. Romance and love. We all need love. And the more love we share, the more we're able to receive. Giving gifts, being appreciated, appreciating others, making time, spending time, doing fun things. Doesn't have to cost money, but doing things that's shared experiences that you can build memories. And that is how you solidify relationships. All right, 3/4 through. Family. The one that you can't choose. But they do affect you. So work on that. Support them. Family outings, eating at the table. So beautiful for little children to see that coherent family unit, because that gives them safety. And there's so much they learn just by sitting at table and hearing adult conversations. Very important to them. And then we'll look at finance and wealth. It's not the same as jobs and careers. Finance and wealth includes budgeting, money management. How much money savvy do you have? Are you aware of how much interest you pay a month? Are you aware that you can go to your bank and your service provider and say, what are these fees that you are charging me? They might have crept in and you approved something that you don't necessarily want to add it. So you might be paying hidden costs. So be aware of all your financial situations. Let's just get Facebook going here. And then your independence. Ladies, you need to be financially independent. We are not guaranteed tomorrow, and neither are our partners. You cannot be in a situation where my husband or my boyfriend is doing everything. You have to absolutely know things like passwords. What is our financial statement? What is our retirement plan? Where do we have this? Do we have it? Even if you put aside $10 a month, you have to start looking after yourself. Let me just check on my messages here, because this is a mouthful. I don't think we're going to get to the vision boards. Yes, an expert knowledge. We don't want to go out of this world the same way we came in. So become knowledgeable in something. The reality is you probably already are. You probably already know more than you think you do. Whether it's crocheting, whether it's financial management, whether it's painting a house, how to budget, whatever it is, but become more aware. If you're not aware, become aware of what it is that you're expert on, because I promise you there's something that you are specifically knowledgeable about. And then your career and your job. How did you land there? What is it that you do? What is it that you contribute? How much of a stress point is it and how much of a pain point is it? It's two completely different things. You have to know that work is stressful, but it doesn't necessarily have to be painful. It's never too late to have a career change. So what I want you to do, I'm going to finish up. This was a mouthful. I'll send it through and I'll let you have a look at it. I'll put a link with it on the YouTube channel, but take a look at it as if you're looking at somebody else's life. And then take, in every area of your life, take 5 minutes a day and improve something. Either your sleep, switch off your phone an hour before you go to bed, or your health is drink an extra glass of water every day. Your finances, print out a bank statement and have a look at it every day this week. So there's 7 areas. Take a day and look at one area and make a decision to improve one thing. That can only take 5 minutes. Because if we improve one area, 5 minutes every day, we can pivot and change the direction our life is taking. The secret of creating success is not to stop and abandon ship. It's to take stock, realize where I have needs that are unmet, that are making me feel frustrated and hopeless and trapped. Identify them and make a decision. What can I change? Take 5 minutes every day and you will take back control. You'll feel much better. You won't feel so panicked and you'll be able to look in a positive way at the next 365 days and not feel hopeless and that there's no hope and answer. So I trust that that is what you got today. A little bit of hope, a bit of skill, a bit of perspective, and a bit of support. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you. And give me a WhatsApp message on the group or email me if you want to be added so that we can support each other. Sometimes these revelations are quite overwhelming and you need somebody to chat to. So you're welcome to contact me. Have a beautiful week, ladies. And we'll do vision boarding next week. Okay, bye.